In his last years in office, scandals greeted an otherwise stellar career of Henry Greene. There were allegations of his involvement with drug cartels and giving away his independence to the government of the day. But the one that drove him out of office was a nasty sex scandal which was never definitively settled. In December last year, a 34-year-old woman shocked the nation with an allegation that the Commissioner of Police had raped her in a city hotel. The allegation was extensively publicized in the Kaitor News on December 14, 2011. Greene subsequently proceeded on leave to facilitate an investigation, which was conducted by a Jamaican team of detectives under the supervision of Crime Chief Silal Prasad. Greene submitted a statement to them on January 13th last, denying that he had unlawful sexual intercourse with a woman, that she had consented. The Director of Public Prosecutions recommended that Greene be charged with rape, but the top cop was successful in getting the High Court to block the charge. Opposition political parties and rights groups called for Greene to resign. The Transparency Institute of Guyana said that the very fact that he admitted having sex with a woman who came to him for help made Greene unfit to hold the office. The top cop was eventually forced out of office, handing in what the government announced was a letter of retirement in April. Greene was confirmed as police commissioner by then-President Barra Jagdeo at the end of 2008. At the time of his appointment, he was serving as acting police commissioner for almost 2.5 years. Greene took up the job when Winston Felix resigned in 2006. Foreign governments, especially the United States, tried to convince Jagdeo that Greene should not be handed the post, owing to allegations that he was benefiting from the drug trade. Mr. Greene himself had vehemently denied those allegations. Jagdeo defied diplomatic pressure and appointed Greene, saying later that the U.S. had not brought forward the evidence. In what was a major embarrassment for Greene, the police force and the government, the U.S. government revoked Greene's visa. Without those scandals, Henry Greene's story would have been phenomenal, with no ifs and buts. He was born on April 6, 1954 and received his early education at the Dolphin Government School and later Queen's College. He was enlisted into the police force on February 15, 1974 and moved up the ranks. He first served in E Division, as it was then, and worked at Wismar and Mackenzie police stations until 1976. He was promoted to the rank of corporal in November 1976. 2 years later, he was identified and appointed a cadet officer. He subsequently worked in several divisions, serving at police stations across the country. In 1986, he was posted to headquarters as head of the Research and Planning Unit until being appointed commander of C Division in 1990. Later that year, he returned to headquarters as head of staff and subsequently Assistant Commissioner Operations in 1991. The following year, he was again made the head of staff and then moved to the Immigration Department in 1993, where he worked as the Deputy Chief Immigration Officer. The year 1994 saw him commanding A Division and the following 2 years as Head of Research and Planning and Assistant Commissioner Operations, both for a second term, until 1997 when he was posted as Commander of A Division for another period. Greene returned to the University of Guyana in 1997 to pursue studies in law and then moved on to the Hugh Winnet Law School. He was accepted to the bar in Guyana in October 2002. Henry Greene returned to police headquarters as Assistant Commissioner Administration in 2002 until he was asked to head the Criminal Investigations Department 2 years later, a position he held until 2006 when he was put in charge of the force.